Namaskar, welcome to our special coverage of India's 77th Republic Day, the day the Indian Constitution came into force on 26 January 1950, formally establishing the country as a sovereign democratic republic. India showcased its cultural diversity, economic growth and military prowess at the central boulevard of the national capital, the Kartavya Path. For the first time, the European Union's top leadership, European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen and European Council President Antonio Costa graced the celebrations in New Delhi as joint chief guests, highlighting India-EU strategic ties. World leaders have also extended their greetings to India on the occasion. Our missions abroad have also celebrated the day with great patriotic fervour. All that and more in the next 1 hour. I'm Tanvi Taneja. Let's begin our special broadcast with the headlines. A successful India makes the world more stable, prosperous and secure, says EU Commission President Ursula von der Leyen as she witnesses the grand parade at the Kartavya Path along with EU Council Chief Antonio Costa. Donald Trump greets India on its Republic Day, says the United States and India share a historic bond as the oldest and the largest democracies of the world. Global leaders and ambassadors extend their greetings to India on its 77th Republic Day. French President Emmanuel Macron shares a wonderful memory of his participation in the event in 2024. And India's 77th Republic Day celebrated with enthusiasm by Indian missions and diaspora all over the world. So India is celebrating its 77th Republic Day with President Draupadi Murmu presiding over the grand festivities at New Delhi's Kartavya Path. The celebrations took place along the Kartavya Path's entire stretch from Rashtrapati Bhavan to the National War Memorial, carrying the themes Swatantrata ka mantra, Vande Mataram, and Samriddhi ka mantra, Atmanirbhar Bharat. This year's parade also commemorated 150 years of Vande Mataram, the national song of India, adding diplomatic significance to the celebrations. President of the European Commission, Ursula von der Leyen, and President of the European Council, Antonio Luis Santos da Costa, attended the Republic Day celebrations as joint chief guests. The two leaders are on a state visit to India from January 25th to January 27th at the invitation of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Later, after attending the Republic Day celebrations, European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen said that it was an honor of a lifetime to be the chief guest at the Republic Day celebrations for her. Ursula said that it is the honor of a lifetime to be chief guests at India's Republic Day celebrations. She wrote on her X handle, "A successful India makes the world more stable, prosperous, secure, and we all benefit." Sharing a video of her participation at Republic Day parade in New Delhi, von der Leyen underscored the growing partnership between the European Union and India. She noted the symbolic display of the flags of the EU military staff and the EU's maritime missions, Atlanta and Aspides at the parade, calling it a powerful symbol of India-EU deepening security cooperation. The EU chief also announced that the celebrations will culminate in the formal signing of the security and defense partnership between the European Union and India on Tuesday. This marks a significant step forward in bilateral relations. Notably, EU Chief von der Leyen and European Council President Antonio Costa attended the Republic Day parade as joint chief guests. So warm wishes poured in for India on its 77th Republic Day, celebrating India's democracy, prosperity and global partnerships. US President Donald Trump wished India as it celebrated its 77th Republic Day today with a post on social media that had a black and white photo of him and Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Donald Trump wrote, "On behalf of the people of the United States, I extend my heartfelt congratulations to the government and people of India as you celebrate your 77th Republic Day." He wrote further, "The United States and India share a historic bond as the world's oldest and largest democracies." French President Emmanuel Macron recalled fond memories of celebrating Republic Day together with Prime Minister Modi in 2024 and conveyed wishes to the people of India and expressed enthusiasm for future collaboration. Macron was the chief guest for the 75th Republic Day celebrations back in 2024. Chinese ambassador to India Xu Feihong, on behalf of the Chinese President Xi Jinping, extended greetings to India on the occasion of its 77th Republic Day. In a social media post, Feihong said President Xi Jinping sent a congratulatory message to Indian President Draupadi Murmu on India's 77th Republic Day. It should be the right choice for China and India to be good neighborly friends and partners that help each other succeed and have the dragon and the elephant dance together. On the occasion of the 77th Republic Day, Indian High Commissioner to Sri Lanka, Santosh Jha, paid solemn tribute at the Indian Peacekeeping Force Memorial in Colombo, honouring the brave Indian soldiers who made the ultimate sacrifice for peace and Sri Lanka's territorial integrity. And DD India's Ahmed Moin Faruqi joins us from Colombo in Sri Lanka. Moin, it has been a very solemn tribute there at the Indian Peacekeeping Force Memorial in Colombo. What more can you share us about the ceremonial gathering today?
Tanvi, very good, very happy 77th Republic Day to all our viewers and back you and everyone else the studio. You see, across the world, we have been seeing Indian diaspora celebrating the Republic Day at the Indian missions and various other diplomatic offices. That said, in Sri Lanka, we saw the High Commissioner as well as several other officials from the High Commission of India here in Sri Lanka visiting the IPKF monument, where they paid solemn tribute by laying a wreath at the IPKF monument. We must remember that between 1987 and 1990, over 1,165 Indian peacekeeping force personnel, they laid down their lives for maintaining territorial integrity and safety and peace in the island of Sri Lanka. In addition to 3,000 plus forces who were wounded during various skirmishes during that time. It was an operation that was being, it was carried on for about 32-month period. Thereafter, the tricolor was unfurled at the India House, and several other cultural performances, including a tribute to the 150th celebration, 150th year celebration of Vande Mataram, the national song of India. So all of these things happened together, and a huge number of members of the Indian diaspora, they joined together celebrating the Indian 77th Republic Day as we celebrate celebration of our constitution coming into force, Tanvi.
All right. Sri Lanka is also one of our very close neighbors. India has always stood as its time-tested partner. The sentiment about India's republic, what does an average Sri Lankan feel on this day as we celebrate our 77th Republic Day?
Suddenly, you see, India has had a huge positive sentiment in Sri Lanka. We must remember 2022's crisis, economic crisis, when India had extended over $4.5 billion assistance. Thereafter, just recently, when Sri Lanka was battered by Cyclone Dithwa, India came forward with the emergency HADR assistance, and thereafter now has launched a 450 million assistance package for rebuilding Sri Lanka. And all of these have built a huge amount of goodwill. That said, we must also remember that India and Sri Lanka share civilizational, relations across millennia. That is a very important connecting link between the two countries. We have one Ramayana circuit. We also have Buddhism as a connecting link. There have been trade linkages between both countries that have spanned centuries, and that is a very important element because these are the things which actually bind the people on both sides together. And this is something which is very, very important. If we look at just India and Sri Lanka in the neighborhood, in particular, apart from various other countries also. So the general feeling in a common man's mindset with regard to India is that we are more so not as an elder brother, younger brother kind of relation, but we are a civilizational twin kind of a relation, partners who are going hand in hand, mutually helping each other. And this goes exactly in what Prime Minister has come up with the Mahasagar doctrine, and that brings both countries and mutually it helps the development of both countries in the region as well as their own economies and their own people together.
Yes, advancing together on the path of development and becoming key partners in leveraging the voice of the Global South. Thank you very much, Farooqi ji, joining us from Colombo. All right, the 77th Republic Day of India was celebrated with festive fervour at the Embassy of India in Kathmandu. Today, the event began with the unfurling of the national flag by Charge d'Affaires, Dr. Rakesh Pandey, followed by President of India's address played on the video. On the occasion, widows and next of kin of deceased Indian Armed Forces personnel were honoured with the AGIF checks worth 7.2 crore Nepali rupees handed over. Nepal's Vice President Ram Sahai Yadav attended as the chief guest alongside ministers and several dignitaries. The celebrations featured cultural performances by students and ICCR artists, highlighting India-Nepal friendship. And Prasar Bharati correspondent Shweta Singh joins us from Kathmandu, Nepal. Shweta, fill us in with the Republic Day festivities in Kathmandu. We've told our viewers about this ceremony where the national flag was unfurled by the Charge d'Affaires with the Vice President there in attendance.
Tanvi, you see, India diaspora is in good number in Nepal, especially in Kathmandu, because it's international tourist place and it gives a lot of trade opportunity to Indians who are residing over here. So today, so many Indians visited Indian Embassy for attending 77th Republic Day. It was like festivity. You get to see so many Indians at one place, being in foreign land. It's really lovely and nice to see all your people from your country, motherland. So it's a really enjoying moment. Everybody got together, chatted. This is the occasion which brings Indians together at one place. So it was a good festivity.
Okay, what more would you like to add, Shweta, on these bonds between Nepal and India? What is it that ties the two countries together and its peoples?
Tanvi, you see, when we talk to other countries, we say Nepal is not a neighbor or friend. Nepal is our relative. That's a crutch that we always use, and it is the fact. Because so many Indians have their relatives here in Nepal. And you see, we share roti beti ka relationship. That's a very common words that we use in Nepal, roti beti relationship. Because there are so many marriages happening every year. We have people of Nepal has their relatives in India, and Indian people have relatives here. So we say Nepal is not just a friend or neighbor, they are our relatives. And here you see we share same cultural bond. Be it a Hinduistic religious bond or Buddhist. And you see the culture is same, language is same, because Nepali is one of our Raj Bhasha, national language in 22 languages. Nepali is also one. So when I speak Nepali, I'm speaking one of the Indian national language here. So there is so much of similarity between two countries. And definitely Nepal is sovereign, we are sovereign, we share a good neighborly bond. We are always their development partner. Whenever any mishap happens in Nepal, we are the first one to stand for Nepal, definitely because of proximity, and we don't have that border like other countries have. It is a unique relationship across the globe that India and Nepal share. We have an open border. It makes us unique that we have so much of trust that the border is open. People do move across the borders easily. There is no like visa, you don't need visa, you don't need a special permission, because the way Indians are treated in Nepal, we treat Nepali people in India in the similar manner. So we definitely share very strong relationship. Tanvi.
All right, that was really a very interesting Roti Beti relation that you have explained to us. Yes, it's our relative country. Thank you very much. Soak in the flavors of our republic there as you are there in Kathmandu. Thank you very much, Shweta, for joining us on this special presentation. All right, Chair and Board Member of Gates Foundation, Bill Gates, extended warm Republic Day greetings to India. In his message, Gates highlighted India's remarkable progress across various sectors. Gates said that Indian innovation is delivering solutions at scale, not only for India, but for the entire global south. He also mentioned that he'll be attending the upcoming AI Summit in India next month. Let's listen to the video message from Bill Gates shared by the Consulate General of India in Seattle.
Namaste. It's an honor to send my greetings as India celebrates its Republic Day. Republic Day is a moment to reflect on the extraordinary promise India made to itself in 1950 to build a nation where opportunity expands, knowledge empowers, and progress uplifts everyone. Every time I visit India, I'm reminded of how that promise continues to shape the country's ambition. Indian innovation is serving people at scale, not just in India, but across the global south. That's true in health, in agriculture, in digital public infrastructure, and in new technologies like artificial intelligence. I'm very excited to be attending the India AI Impact Summit that's coming up next month. And our foundation will outline our partnerships, our commitment to help build an inclusive AI future. Indian innovators are leading the way in harnessing new AI solutions that will save and improve millions of lives. They'll advance social good, they'll drive economic growth. So I'm thrilled I'll be there and see how we can help drive this forward. To the Indian diaspora here in Seattle and across the United States, your engagement continues to strengthen the bonds between our two countries, united in a belief in innovation and human potential. On this Republic Day, I congratulate India on its achievements as the nation advances with confidence towards Viksit Bharat.
So that was Microsoft co-founder and philanthropist Bill Gates extending his wishes to the Republic of India, reflecting on its journey since 1950. Let's move on now. US Secretary of State Marco Rubio sent his heartfelt congratulations to the people of India, emphasizing the historic bond between the two countries. Marco Rubio, in a statement, said that the United States and India share a historic bond from close cooperation on defense, energy, critical minerals, and emerging technologies to our multi-layered engagement through the Quad. The US-India relationship delivers real results, he said, for the two countries and for the Indo-Pacific region. And as India celebrated 77th Republic Day, the iconic Bayok Tower in Bangkok displayed the Indian flag to commemorate the 77 years of India becoming a sovereign republic nation. And we have with us Prabhu Dayal, former senior Indian diplomat. Sir, pleasure to have you on the show. Greetings to you on our Republic Day. India has ushered in the 77th Republic Day with a grand display at Kartavya Path that included missiles, warplanes, newly raised units, lethal weapon systems used during Operation Sindoor. What has been the central overarching theme that struck you personally in today's parade?
Well, Tanvi, first of all, thanks for having me on your show and for giving me this opportunity to convey my heartiest greetings to all Indians all across the globe on this most auspicious occasion of our 77th Republic Day. Now, the massive influx of Republic Day greetings to India from world leaders, including major powers like the United States, China, France, and various regional partners, signifies India's elevated status as a crucial global actor, a stable democracy, and a leading voice of the global South. Now, to answer your very specific question, what strikes me most about these greetings? These greetings are not merely ceremonial. They represent a diplomatic affirmation of India's strategic autonomy and its proactive engagement with the global order. There are some things which really stand out in these greetings. First of all, it's a validation of democracy and stability. Unlike many countries that celebrate military victories on their national days, India's Republic Day commemorates the adoption of its constitution, making it a celebration of democratic values. So many nations have praised the resilience of Indian democracy. Then, of course, the fact that these greetings are coming from all across the globe is a recognition of India's rising global influence. The greetings reflect India's growing importance in areas such as defense, technology, and energy. And nations like the US have highlighted close cooperation and historic bonds. Then, of course, there is the signaling of strategic partnership through these messages. Let us note that messages from diverse global powers, including China, which described India as a good neighbor, friend, and partner. These messages underscore India's role as a key player in global geopolitics. Then, of course, there's this very important fact that India is serving as a bridge between the global north and the global south. And this is highlighted by the vast range of messages. India is regarded as a trusted partner for the West, as indicated by the EU and the US greetings, while also maintaining strong ties with the global South countries, from whom a vast array of greetings have come on this occasion. Then, of course, you just played the greetings from Mr. Bill Gates. Greetings from such towering business personalities like Bill Gates highlight India's innovation and its Viksit Bharat scheme to which he referred. This vision is certainly very striking, and it reinforces India's rising role as an economic powerhouse.
All right. If I could add to that congratulatory message to India by China, the readout in that social media post by Chinese ambassador to India says that it should be the right choice for China and India to be good neighborly friends and partners that help each other succeed and have the dragon and the elephant dance together. More than symbolism here?
Certainly more than symbolism. I think there is a degree of seriousness and a degree of skill in the manner in which this message is being drafted, because it conveys the importance which China attaches to a partnership with India. At a time when there is the shifting of global dynamics which is being witnessed, and there are tensions in the trade area between India and the United States. Messages from leaders like China's President Xi Jinping, who described India as good neighbor, friend, partner, and of course signaled the desire to work closely with India. They are a signal for a desire for regional stability and also, of course, improved bilateral ties.
Okay, over the decades, the choice of chief guests of the parade has come to be closely watched as an indicator of India's foreign policy priorities and the relationships Delhi wants to highlight at a particular moment in time. What do you think have been the priorities this time around?
Well, the very fact that the president of the European Commission and the president of the European Council are both here shows the very high degree of importance which India attaches to its growing relationship and emerging trade partnership with the European Union. The European side described the trade deal, the FTA that is likely to be announced tomorrow. They called it the mother of all trade deals. And this shows that in their view also, this growing partnership with India is of very great importance. And of course, the fact that we invited these two stalwarts of the European Union as chief guests on this occasion highlights the importance which we attach to this emerging and growing partnership with the European Union. So it's a signaling by both sides of the new dynamics in global politics and how the India-EU partnership will shape a vast range of things. And also the fact that this comes amidst heightened tensions between, of course, India and the United States, trade tensions, but also between the United States and European countries. All this reflects the changing global scenario and how India's geopolitical importance is being continually recognized and continually emphasized.
Okay, EU Commission President Ursula von der Leyen, when she says a successful India makes the world more stable, prosperous and secure, what message is she giving much for the world as for India-EU partnership?
You know, India is a very significant bridge between the countries of the global north and the countries of the global south. And the European Union recognizes and realizes India's importance in this very important area because the European Union needs a partner like India to extend its outreach to the global south. And if at all we are partnering the European Union in these new ventures, it is because both sides have a lot of trust in each other. So the message which goes out is that India matters in a very big way and will matter more in the years to come.
Yeah, India matters. Keywords there. Prabhu Dayalji requests you to stay with us as we play for our viewers our report on what all unfolded at the Kartavya Path this morning. I'll come back to you to talk more on India's growth story. Well, as India marked its 77th Republic Day, the focus at Kartavya Path was firmly on the country's military strength and defense preparedness. This year's parade showcased India's defense capabilities, from traditional formations to cutting-edge indigenous weapon systems. The marching contingents, mechanized columns and aerial assets underline the scale and readiness of the armed forces. The display also reflected a shift towards technology-driven, self-reliant defense. Diptanshu Kashyap brings us more.
New Delhi's Kartavya Path became the stage for India's military pageantry and operational strength as the 77th Republic Day parade unfolded. The ceremony opened with a striking aerial salute. Mi-17 helicopters in the Dhwaj formation carrying the national flag and the flags of the three services, showering flower petals along the ceremonial boulevard. Led by Parade Commander Lieutenant General Bhavneesh Kumar, the march past reflected precision, discipline and command, setting the tone for a parade that highlighted India's defense preparedness alongside its traditions. From the mounted 61st Cavalry, the world's only active horse cavalry, to armored columns, attack helicopters, missile systems including BrahMos, and the Surya Shastra Universal Launch System. The parade traced the evolution of India's battlefield capability. Indigenous platforms took center stage. Tanks, artillery guns, air defense systems, long-range rockets, and cruise missiles, alongside drones, loitering munitions, and unmanned ground vehicles. Marching contingents from armored, infantry, and special forces units highlighted preparedness across deserts, mountains, and high-altitude frontiers, underscoring a growing emphasis on self-reliance and modern warfare. Beyond firepower, the parade honored courage, coordination, and jointness, with Gallantry Award winners, integrated participation by the Army, Navy, and Air Force, and the inclusion of animals and unmanned systems that support soldiers in extreme and hostile environments. Military bands and precision drill reinforced discipline and unity across the ranks. The 2026 Republic Day Parade sent a clear message: an armed force rooted in tradition, strengthened by indigenous technology, and prepared to defend the nation across land, sea, air, cyber, and space domains. Diptanshu Kashyap for DD India.
Prabhudealji, India is the world's largest democracy, and this democracy has not just survived but has thrived for 8 decades. How big an achievement is this, especially in such a large and diverse country as ours, and in contrast to how poorly many other countries have fared in their democratic experience?
Well, of course, the Indian democratic story is something that is admired across the globe. We are not only the world's largest democracy, but we are also regarded as one of the most stable democracies in the world. Now, there are countries in our neighborhood where democracies have flourished only temporarily and have been overtaken by ruthless dictatorships. Our neighbor to our east, as well as our neighbor to our west, are classic examples of this. In China, democracy has not taken root at all. It is a totalitarian system. So if you look all across the globe, countries which matter are very few if they observe genuine democracies. Because by and large, what happens is there tends to be some kind of a collaboration between totalitarianism and large countries. China, Russia, these are classic examples of countries which are large, but where democracy has not taken roots. By contrast, Indian democracy has thrived and is admired all across the globe. And this despite the fact that India is so diverse in terms of its population structure and in terms of the fact that there are so many ethnic groups, so many religious groups, and so many different aspects which make India very diverse. So the fact that we tell a story of unity in diversity is something that is hailed and admired all across the globe. Let me tell you that I've served abroad for most of my life, and I found that Indians abroad cherish their attachment to their country because they admire the success of India in all areas, including, of course, as a cherished and thriving democracy. So the fact that we have survived as a democracy, and in fact not just survived but thrived, is something that doesn't go unnoticed. And the Republic Day greetings which have poured in have also highlighted the admiration which so many countries and their leaders have for India's democracy.
Yes, sir. So on the economic front as well, sir, India has done wonders. It is the 4th largest economy of the world and on way to become the 3rd largest. To sum up India's key successes as a vibrant, proud and democratic republic, where do you see it distinguishing itself in the years ahead?
Well, India will only grow from strength to strength. We are already increasing our economic might. Our global outreach is also increasing by leaps and bounds. And I see a very bright future for India in the emerging global scenario where so many countries, like, for instance, the United States, are in fact receding. They are plummeting in terms of their democratic performance and also in terms of their economic achievements. There are serious concerns which people in those countries have about the direction in which their government is taking them. But on the contrary, on the other hand, in India, people have a great degree of faith in the future. They have a high degree of understanding of the challenges which lie ahead and are prepared to work together and work hand in hand with the government to overcome these challenges. So I see a brighter role for India as time goes by, and from becoming not just the fourth largest economy, I see that we will become probably the top two or top three economies of the world. We have all the potential. Look, the emphasis on Viksit Bharat has certainly begun to transform things. There is growing emphasis on India's might and how we have to scale even greater heights.
Yes,
So, what I see is that there will be more scope for collaborating with countries, and that's how leaders of the European Union and the European Council president, they are here. And they are trying to engage with India, not just in a very immediate context. It's not something that is for the very, very near future or the near term. It is for a much longer perspective. They're looking at the longer perspective when they are weaving a partnership with India.
Yes. On that note, I'd like to thank you, Prabhudealji. Thank you very much for being with us. Again, greetings to you on 77th Republic Day of the country.
My greetings to you and to all your viewers.
Thank you, sir.
Jai.
Jai Hind. All right. In Bangladesh as well, the 77th Republic Day of India was celebrated in Dhaka with enthusiasm and patriotic fervour at the High Commission of India. Members of the Indian community took part in large numbers in the celebrations at the Chancery building. Indian High Commissioner to Bangladesh, Pranay Verma, unfurled the national flag. He welcomed the Indian community and greeted them on the occasion. The Assistant High Commissions of India in Sylhet, Khulna, Chattogram and Rajshahi also celebrated the Republic Day. And Prasar Bharati correspondent Naval Singh Parmar joins us from Dhaka in Bangladesh. Naval Singh, please sum up for us these Republic Day celebrations from Bangladesh.
Well, today here in Bangladesh, Dhaka, 77th Republic Day of India was celebrated with huge enthusiasm and patriotic fervor. Celebration was held at the Chancery building in the High Commission of India in Dhaka, where many people from the Indian community took part, and there were a cultural program, and High Commissioner of India here in Bangladesh, Pranay Verma, read the extract of the our president's address on the eve of Republic Day. There were also function and celebration at the our assistant high commissioner in Khulna, Chattogram, Rajshahi, and Sylhet too. At the same time, there was a reception hosted by the High Commission of India on 24th January on Saturday earlier, and in which large number of participations was there from the diplomatic community, political parties, and the civil society, academicians, and Indian diaspora, as well as business circles and officers from government department and armed forces and media representative. So in the reception hosted by the High Commission of India, there were a huge participation, and there the advisor of the interim government of Bangladesh, Fazul Karim Khan, was a chief guest, and he extended heartfelt congratulations to India and Indian people on the 77th Republic Day of India.
All right. We hope that Bangladesh is able to hold free and fair elections in the coming days. Thank you very much, Naval Sangh, for joining us on DD India. Well, greetings are pouring in for Republic Day celebrations from all corners of the world. The Consulate General of India in Seattle, United States, expressed gratitude to the governors of Oregon, Alaska, Washington and South Dakota for their official proclamations honoring India's 77th Republic Day. Israeli Embassy in India extended warm Republic Day greetings to India, celebrating the nation's enduring freedom and vibrant democracy. Singapore High Commissioner Simon Wong congratulated India on Republic Day and wished continued prosperity for the nation. Maldives Minister of Foreign Affairs Abdullah Khalil sent warm greetings to India and External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar, highlighting the long-standing India-Maldives relationship. Australia's High Commissioner to India, Philip Green, shared a beautiful video message wishing India on Republic Day, reflecting the country's remarkable linguistic diversity. Members of the High Commission have conveyed their greetings in various Indian languages. Listen in.
To mark this year's Republic Day, we reflect on India's linguistic diversity and send you Republic Day greetings in a range of Indian languages. Gantantra Divasti Shubhamnai.
সকলকে জানাই প্রজাতন্ত্র দিবসের শুভেচ্ছা।
Gana Rachasavada Shubhashayagalu.
And on the occasion of Republic Day, the High Commissioner of India in Canberra unfurled the tricolour and read the President's address to the nation, reaffirming India's commitment to democracy, unity and constitutional values. The celebrations featured patriotic cultural performances, including rendition of Vande Mataram, showcasing India's rich heritage. The High Commissioner also launched an instrumental music video, Roots of Rhythm, Ekla Chalo Re, symbolizing courage, conviction and national pride. The 77th Republic Day was celebrated with grandeur in Shanghai, led by Consul General Pratik Mathur. The event was attended by over 400 guests from the Indian diaspora, Chinese community and the diplomatic corps, including 20 consul generals from EU countries. The celebrations began with the unfurling of the national flag and the reading of the Honourable President's address, followed by patriotic chants. The event featured the inauguration of an art exhibition marking 150 years of Vande Mataram, a musical tribute to Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, vibrant cultural performances and a showcase of Indian heritage, including Banarsi silk, that's silk from Varanasi, and classical music renditions. The celebrations concluded with an Indian culinary festival and a reaffirmation of the community's commitment towards developed India, Viksit Bharat 2047.
Great legacy in the field of philosophy, of medicine, of astronomy, of mathematics, of literature, and of art. Last year, citizens' self-reliance in the field of defense powered the historic success of Operation Sindoor.
Indonesian President Prabowo Subianto extended warm greetings to President Draupadi Murmu and Prime Minister Modi on the occasion of its Republic Day. In his message to President Murmu, he highlighted the deep historical ties and enduring friendship between India and Indonesia, while in his message to Prime Minister Modi, he described India as a key strategic partner in the region and beyond. The 77th Republic Day was celebrated with patriotic fervour in Jakarta with the Indian community and Friends of India. Ambassador Sandeep Chakrabarti unfurled the tricolour, followed by the national anthem and the reading of the President's address to the nation. India's 77th Republic Day was celebrated with enthusiasm at Indian missions across the world. In Jakarta, the Indian Embassy marked the occasion with a ceremonial program attended by members of the Indian community. Our correspondent Chandini Vasandani reports.
The Indian tricolour was unfurled in Jakarta as the Embassy of India observed the 77th Republic Day of the nation. The program began with the hoisting of the national flag, followed by the singing of the Indian national anthem, in the presence of the Ambassador of India to Indonesia, officials of the embassy, and members of the Indian diaspora. Addressing the gathering, the ambassador read out the President of India's Republic Day message, highlighting the values of the Constitution and India's democratic traditions.
If India and Indonesia work together, we have similar challenges, we have similar ambitions. We believe in strategic autonomy. We are non-bloc countries. We should work together, and I think that understanding is across the two nations. In all political parties, everyone agrees with this understanding, and I think in the coming months and years we will see more of India-Indonesia.
The celebrations also featured cultural performances, including patriotic songs and classical dances presented by students and members of the Indian origin community in Indonesia. The program reflected India's rich cultural heritage and the strong bonds shared by the Indian community abroad.
The relation among the Indian community and local Indonesians is really amazing. Even the people from our embassy, GNICC, they are really very cooperative. We live like a family here. So Indonesian people, they are really amazing people, very cooperative, very soft spoken. They really love Bollywood song and Bollywood movies, So it's really good staying here. I came here especially only for 1 year. And see, now I'm 18 years, I'm here. And it's love to be here.
The Republic Day celebrations in Jakarta served as a reminder of India's enduring democratic values and the unifying spirit of its people across the world. From Jakarta, Indonesia, this is Chandni Vasandani for DD India.
So Russian Embassy in India also shared its Republic Day greetings through a multilingual video message. Take a look.
प्रिय भारतीय मित्रों, आपको गणतंत्र दिवस की हार्दिक शुभकामनाएं.
भारत म्हणजे विविधतेतील एकता आहे.
Ehasay deše, чунтаре поратана гняна, обабішитара свап, хати чал.
Нара шара бишаке праман каречен, дже бойчитро дурболотаной, это хой шорбачо шоптя.
Oro manushande, vishwasatile, mahatvatil ninane, ningan ore, republic, janicha.
Parti loktantar, sirf kanun nahin, saron attardidungi darshan shasta.
आपने इंसानियत को नफरत से नहीं, अंदरूनी ताकत से जीना सिखाया.
भारत आपल्या परंपरा आणि प्रगतीचा समतोल साधत आत्मविश्वासाने पुढे वाटचाल करत आहे.
Akal parampariatri katum vitamakawe edzergalatayum kati kanjaner.
Bharatot adhyatmikota hoise pragotir ekbat dekvaedia.
Charitanam tu Vasudev Kutumbakam.
Oiko oshamonjasho chirodin bojai rakhuk.
Tamaro marg hamesha shanti ane sarjano margrehe.
ప్రతి పౌరుడు తన దేశంపై గర్వం కలిగి ఉండాలి.
भविष्य प्रकाशमान वाग्यु शक्तियुत वाग्यु इरले.
भारत रूस की मित्रता पर हमें गर्व है.
Happy Republic Day, India! What an endearing video from the Russian embassy. They tried different languages of India. Really, it actually touches me at this moment. The Consul General of India attended the Republic Day celebrations in Edinburgh, organised by the Scottish Indian Arts Forum. The event also marked 150 years of Vande Mataram through a special exhibition, musical renditions, a short film, a quiz, and other performances celebrating India's cultural heritage and freedom legacy. And let's take you to West Asia now. Indian expatriates across the United Arab Emirates marked India's 77th Republic Day with widespread celebrations at community centres, drawing large turnouts despite rain on Monday. Republic Day observances began a day earlier with a reception hosted by the consulate in Dubai, attended by the UAE Minister of Foreign Trade, Sani Al-Zayode, India's Minister of Social Justice and Empowerment, Ramdas Athavale, and Member of Parliament, Shashi Tharoor. At the Indian Consulate in Dubai, Consulate General Satish Sivan unfurled the national flag and highlighted that India-UAE relations have reached new heights. He noted that bilateral trade has already crossed $100 billion with both nations aiming to double it to $200 billion by 2032.
It gives me immense pride and profound joy to stand before you today on this auspicious occasion of the 77th Republic Day of India. Today, as we unfurl our sacred Tiranga, we reaffirm our pledge to the ideals of justice, liberty, equality, and fraternity. We are also mindful of the extraordinary relationship between India and the United Arab Emirates that has matured into one of the most dynamic and forward-looking bilateral partnerships in the world.
The Embassy of Kuwait, the Embassy of India in Kuwait commemorated the 77th Republic Day of India at its premises on Monday. Officials and members of the Indian community joined the flag unfurling ceremony at the embassy premises, marking the Republic Day celebrations with patriotic spirit. The event highlighted unity and national pride as participants gathered to honour India's democratic values and heritage. The Embassy of India in Ankara celebrated the 77th Republic Day of India with enthusiasm and patriotic fervour. Ambassador of India to Turkey, Muktesh Pardeshi, unfurled the national flag and read out the message from the President of India. The event was attended by members of Indian community and friends of India. The event also included inspiring cultural performances, including patriotic songs by members of the Indian community, and a telecast of the beautiful rendition of India's national song Vande Mataram, vocally rendered by Gulnaz Ulang Khan. And the dignitaries, the present joint chief guests at the Republic Day celebrations, Ursula von der Leyen, EU Commission President, EU Council President Antonio Costa, right now for the at-home reception at the Rashtrapati Bhavan, the President's House of India. So as the nation celebrates its 77th Republic Day today, President Draupadi Murmu leading the nation in celebrating the Republic Day from Kartavya Path in New Delhi. The President of the European Council, Antonio Costa, President of the European Commission, Ursula von der Leyen at the Rashtrapati Bhavan. We also see here former President of India, Ramnath Kovind, Vice President of India at present, C.P. Radhakrishnan, also in attendance, and Prime Minister Narendra Modi also in attendance. So, the day has seen a rich pageantry at the Kartavya Path. 30 tableaus from various states, union territories and central government ministries were displayed during the parade. These tableaus showcased the cultural diversity of the country by exhibiting a unique mix of 150 years of national song Vande Mataram and the nation's rapid progress on the back of growing self-reliance across various sectors. So as is ceremonial, this is the at-home reception for the visiting dignitaries, the joint chief guests from Europe to witness the 77th Republic Day celebrations. And as we head towards the end of our program of the celebrations of the Republic of India worldwide, the Embassy of India in Riyadh celebrated the 77th Republic Day with a ceremonial event attended by nearly 500 people, including members of the Indian community. India's ambassador to Saudi Arabia, Dr. Suhail Ejaz Khan, unfurled the national flag and read out the President of India's message. Floral tributes were paid at the bust of Mahatma Gandhi there. The celebrations featured cultural performances by school children and members of the Indian diaspora. Special segments marked the 150th anniversary of the national song Vande Mataram. So that's all in our special presentation on India's 77th Republic Day celebrations worldwide. Thank you for tuning in. Namaskar.